Hello and welcome back to Cosmic Connections podcast. I'm Starlene Breiter here with Fei Cochrane and Christopher Pridham. Today, we're going to be talking about the upcoming Cosmic Patterns Conference. The Cosmic Patterns Conference is an in-person conference that will be March 7 through 9, 2025. Fei Cochrane and her company Cosmic Patterns is hosting the conference, and Christopher and I are helping to organize it with her. So the next few videos that you'll see, the next several videos that you'll see from the Cosmic Connections podcast is going to feature different speakers that we're going to share with you, things that they're going to talk about at the conference, and just so you can get to know them as well. So welcome, you two. How are you both doing today?
Doing great. This is exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, it is exciting. I'm excited to, talk about the conference, get to know the different things that we're going to be doing at the conference, and also even speaking to the speakers that we're going to be having as well. So, Yeah. So one of the things that I did want to share too is where you can find us online. Obviously, you can see our names on the screen, but you can, I'll just say them as well, or our URLs on the screen. So I'll just say them as well. So Fei is found at astrologysoftware.com, and Christopher, you can find him at PridhamAstrology.com. So you can find us on each other's website. And also you can find the cosmicpatternsconference.com website. That's where you can register to be part of the conference and you join us there. So that'll be really exciting to be able to see you.
and for your website, it is starlenebreiter.com or SiriusAstrologySchool.com. That's Starlene's website. She forgot about herself.
Thanks, Fei. Yeah. So I figured what we could do today is talk a little bit about ourselves and how we're interacting with the conference and, that sort of thing. I thought that would be an interesting way to work this particular podcast. So I have some questions that I wrote down for both of you to ask you questions. And so Fei, this one is for you. So I'm really curious about your story and what drew you into astrology and what inspires you with astrology and motivates you into working with astrology.
Well, at a very young age, I was already drawn to astrology, the zodiac signs. All of my classmates, even at elementary school through high school, we were looking at the zodiac signs in the newspaper. And then I went to college, I went through the same thing. But then when I moved to Singapore and applied for a job at Cosmic Patterns, I didn't realize there's a real astrology. And it drew me more. And it says I can do research. And I love doing research because my degree is in the sciences. And I love working in a laboratory. So that's what drew me there. To this day, doing research using vibrational astrology is my love. I love doing it, and I'm going to continue doing it for the rest of my life so that this can be promoted to the community and we all benefit from it. And I will be sharing all of my findings with all of my teammates, with you, Starlene and Christopher, and other friends who will be joining us in doing research. I'm excited. Join us.
Yeah, it really is exciting. It's exciting. So tell us about some of the research projects that you've already worked through.
I did very, very fascinating because my family have a history of heart disease and breast cancer. I was so worried, especially the breast cancer. So I did the heart disease first. I got a really excellent result on that, which I will also do the hypothetical version of my extreme case sampling research and exploratory research of it. But I need more data. And that is very, very fascinating. And the next one was the breast cancer research. Really, really excellent. A lot of people have been contacting me about it and really helping them a lot.
Very nice. So those are really big topics to look into. And yeah. And that's the thing I love about vibrational astrology is that we can look at the very nuanced things in a chart and understand how they're impacting people on different levels. So that's really great. I've seen both of those presentations when you first offered them, and I think they're fantastic to be able to share this kind of wisdom with people that are really going through serious, real problems and helping them. So that's really
Yes, I
awesome.
did the research of it. I lecture of it for the second time in Turkey, and people really, really were fascinated by it and was able to relate to it. And I will be doing the breast cancer again this October there. I'm sorry, the heart disease this October to present that as well. Really want people to get into doing research, which is what I'm using as vibrational astrology research. So I'm inviting everyone to come to the conference. I want to meet you. Let's all do research together.
Yeah, I love that too, because similar to your experience mine was like reading the horoscopes in the paper when I was a teenager and learning about astrology like that, not really understanding there was a bigger world within astrology,
Yeah.
but that was, a long time ago. So as time unfolds and you start learning more, you start discovering there's something real and sincere about it, and
Yes.
that's what I love about VA. It's not for the lighthearted, but it's also it can help people in immense ways. So that's
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious, Christopher, let's talk to you for a minute. Let's first, Christopher is writing a book. So I'm so excited to hear about your book. I know we talked about it before on the podcast, but I'm really excited to see your book. Tell us something about your book. What inspired you to write this book, to start this project that is like the project from I don't know where, the hugest project.
So if I want to get down to what, why, within vibrational astrology, we've had, and, for those who don't know, Starlene and I were in one of the first classes for really what became vibrational astrology. And
Yes.
when we started off, we were starting off with some of the very basic vibrations, which is 5, 7, 8, 9, 11. These were some of the base ones that we did. And we literally spent over a year just that alone. And that was very exciting. For me, it was very it was much more thorough. I like things that have a depth to it and have a texture, and it's not so cookie cutter, I guess you would say. Like you have to kind of, you can get, and everybody knows this in astrology. It's okay. How detailed do you want? Well, I like a lot of
Right.
detail. Okay, so I like a lot of detail, and you can do that just by working and working and working. But I would like to get detail fast. Okay. So I want to have fast ways. And so with vibrational astrology, we had all these lower vibrations. And then, as we know, we've been doing the research and we've extended it up into the 70s. Now, that is not every vibration from 1 up to like 77 or 78, but we were dealing with primes and everything. But when you're looking at charts and you look to see what's the strongest vibration, you would find that, okay, we don't have an exact definition for that vibration, or we don't have a definition
Right.
for this vibration.
Right.
So, and there's the different things where you'll see all the way up to 360. And we had, we had about 50 or 40 something actually defined. Okay.
Why a bit,
And
yes.
yeah, but okay, so that was sort of pissing me off because okay, you've got these, but you're looking at somebody and they have a 256 vibration that's really high, and then you
Yeah.
kind
What
of
is
have to
that?
just guess what that means. Okay, that's what you just have to kind of guess or just ignore it. And so it bothered me a lot to ignore it. All right, that it bothered me. So that began I'm going to see if I can at least get a basic definition on the primes. And that's how it began, which was more than a year ago. to begin to look at these kind of things. And as things went on, I discovered patterns, I discovered different things, and I ended up figuring out how this thing kind of works. Okay. And so the book deals with that, and it literally defines all 360 vibrations. It gives 2 full pages of definition per vibration, tying it in with the Sabian symbols, tying it in with the tarot cards, tying it in with the decans of the signs, and all the signs tied in. So it's been very exciting. The book, in a sense, all the vibrations are all defined at this point. Now I'm going through doing a lot of editing. I'm doing a lot of continuing to test, because what I had done is, because we had already had about 50 plus defined, that was my first test, is the way I'm doing it, does it fit with what we already have? And it fit perfectly. So the definition were all tying in wonderfully, and it's like, okay, this is really good. This is good. So that's what the book will be. Now, the book ends up opening up all new ways to use vibrational astrology, because, again, we've only had so few defined before. We've only had about 50 vibrations defined. So, which, again, it just limits the system, because the system needs 360. That's what we use. It probably needs more than that, but a 360 is nice. The reality is you could probably go to 720, most likely. Okay. And I would eventually see us getting there, but this is the next step. And I think that's the way vibrational astrology has gone. It just keeps advancing, because when Starlene and I were in class, the general thought was anything above 32 was very nuanced and light, and you weren't necessarily going to feel it. That was the thought, the theory. During the class, we ended up discovering that was not true, because we started going up to the higher vibrations, and we were all resonating with them, not lightly. They ended up becoming sometimes stronger than the lower ones. Okay. So it's like, one of the beauties in vibrational astrology is that it continues to grow, and it will continue to grow. That's why Fei gets very excited about the different research that goes on, because there are so many avenues of growth for this. And so, at the conference, this will be kind of the rollout or the introduction of these definitions, the 360 definitions, and be more the rollout of the book by that time. So it'll already be in print by then. And then I'll do a presentation on sort of how this works, how it can be used. But I'm already using it now. So it's like in full use with my consultation, because although there's a part of me that enjoys research, but not really. I don't really enjoy research. I enjoy sitting with people. That's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy the consults. Okay.
Like the one-on-one research.
Oh, yes. That's what I really like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do the research because it needs to be done. But the joy for me is sitting with a client and having their jaw drop as you begin to describe them like nobody else has ever described them. That's what I enjoy. And then being able to equip people so they can really embrace who they are in a fuller way.